pretty much got the pair of shanks profiled like I want. As you can see, they're paired up real nicely. I brought them down where they're flush with each other, and I did some of that with the 80 grit belt on my 2x72. Now I can unclamp that, and I want to surface this on a 80 grit and horizontal belt. That's what I'm going to use. Hit that, and then I want to start rolling this edge here a little bit to give it a good feel. I don't like real flat things, so I want this to have a bevel on it. That's what I'm going to start right now. Put a little heavier bevel right here on the ends right there, and then my rings will set in there like that. Then I'm going to come in here with my TIG welder and run a bead on around there like that. Now I've got the rings welded onto the shank pieces here, and that pretty well suits me. You can see the bead here. I TIG welded this on here. You can acetylene weld or use a Henrob torch or you know, MIG, TIG, and weld your rings on there. Now, rather than just surfacing in this and knocking this weld off with the belt sander, I'm going to hammer these welds. That pushes that down in there, and then if I like, I can just like surface this whole thing with an 80 grit belt, then a 120 and 320, and then clean this up on the bottom here. There's a little bead right there with a die grinder. You can either leave your rings flat and just hammer the weld, or you can come in here and just kind of flatten your rings just a little bit and still leave them round on the inside. That the head stall up here at the top will still slide real nicely there, and that bead right there needs knocking down. But you kind of see where I'm going with this now. And later I'll drill a hole here, and I'll work a slot in at the top and the bottom for a pin. And my conchos here, I domed those a little bit earlier on my dapping block, and that will sit there after the mouthpiece is set in there and welded. I'll probably soft solder that on there. I'll determine that a little bit later. Hard solder or soft solder, we'll figure that out. Okay, now I'm heating up the weld and the ring here. When I get that hot enough, I'm going to hammer that weld. Just one way of doing it. I've done this before several times on a loose jaw bit. Seems to work out pretty good. See, that's about ready right there. That's pretty much cherry red. Looking pretty good. I like that. Hammer that ring just a little bit flat, and it just kind of blends right on up there. Then I can hit that with the 80 grit belt, 120, 320, and those will be some pretty slick shanks right there.